Yes. We cannot survive even if we are exposed to it in ppm. Immediately the person would die. So in that troposphere. But when it reaches the proper place, that is stratosphere, then it is a natural safety screen which protects us against UV rays. It controls the temperature structure of the upper atmosphere. So that is why in oversimplified way we sometimes start to say, oh, there is a good ozone and a bad ozone. Good ozone when it is in the stratosphere. Bad ozone when it is near us in the ground. And the same ozone, how it can be good or bad? It's not like a good ozone or bad ozone. It's a perfect example of pollution. Right matter at the wrong place is pollution, and right matter at the right place is beneficial. So there is nothing like good ozone or bad ozone. But near us, now this is very interesting. In the troposphere, it is highly toxic, mutating gas. But when it is in the stratosphere, it's a natural sunscreen. It's nature provided us, right? So this is a UV shield. If it is a UV shield, what will happen if there is a hole? What will happen if it depletes? If it depletes, it will increase the surface UV with consequences to health and composition of troposphere. Trust me, I can answer tons of questions on it. If we have increased UV incidence on Earth, nothing can survive. No life can survive on planet Earth. And this is not a theory to be tested. Now we already know it, we have already proven it. So that means it is very important for us to understand the role that ozone plays in Earth systems, and we must also understand how surface ultraviolet radiation varies. So from where do we get ultraviolet radiation? We know that we get all kind of electromagnetic radiations from sun. But again, do we get UV as the maximum? No, UV is the minimum. We get other also like infrared, we get visible, right? And we get UV. So UV we say it is from 100 to 400 nanometer or 0 to 400 nanometer, or the operative part is 200 to 400 nanometer or 240 to 400 nanometer. Now I made so many, you see the values. So you can say which one is right? No, all are right. Again, all are right. Why all are right? Because you see that nature, when nature gave us electromagnetic radiation, they were continuous. It is only us that we divided it. This is UV, this is IR, this is near IR, this is far IR, this is NMR. So there was continuous. But within this UV, if I take say 100 to 400, 240 to 400 nanometers, it has three parts. First is UVA, which is the highest wavelength. And you know that E is equal to H2, E is equal to Hc by lambda. Highest the wavelength, higher the wavelength, more the energy. So that means UVA is the least energy. And UVA is important for us. When you go to the sea beaches, U means the Europeans or the Americans, the people from the cold countries. So when they go there for suntan. So it is responsible for tanning of the skin. Of course, it's also responsible for aging. For aging, it's not responsible directly, indirectly, because it produces the free radicals in our body. But when I say when you go for tanning on the beaches, so we simply ape the Europeans when we go to beaches. This I'm saying with full responsibility, having been to US, Canada, Switzerland, Australia, all those countries. We, with the skin, we don't need. Of course, we love to go to beaches, but we don't need to aim to go at the beach and sit with our skin exposed, because we don't need it. Nature has given us something automatically. But so UVA is responsible for tanning and also for aging. UVB, you see, UVB is dangerous, but although it is damaging, UVB is required for the synthesis of vitamin D. So we need this UVB for the synthesis of vitamin D. And there is no other way we can make vitamin D. When you take vitamin D sachet, trust me, the bioconversion in your body is very little. So the best way is, come winter, on a Sunday, sit outside in the sun, especially in the morning and the night. But where our younger generation is going, the sun shines, first of all the umbrella would come out. Then we'll take the umbrella. We'll reach the department, we'll close it while going home. It's a shame, it's a pity that in a country like India, where I jokingly say that the sun shines 370 days a year, more than 80% Indians are deficient in vitamin D. It's a shame. We must think as a chemist, as scientists, as society, we must think where the things are going wrong. And if you are deficient in vitamin D, you do not have absorption of phosphorus, you do not have absorption of iron, you keep on eating iron, it won't get absorbed. You don't have vitamin D. And the major cause of depression is the lack of vitamin D and the lack of endorphins. Both are required, both are synthesized by the sunlight, by this UVB. So it is damaging, but we have to keep a balance. We cannot be in the sun for a whole day, let's say from 11 o'clock to 3 o'clock when the sun is shining that bright. But we need that UVB. There is no other way. UVA cannot synthesize vitamin D. Right? But please take this to your families. Get your vitamin D checked. And then try to modify by using sunlight rather than going for sessions. It's my humble request. In chemistry, we don't talk about seniors, juniors. We only talk about peers. Peers is someone who came in this profession a little earlier than you. But there is no seniority in science. Right? So please get yourself and your family tested for vitamin D and try to take course correction. So vitamin B, UVB is damaged. And nature made a beautiful adjustment for this, for us, because it put the ozone over there. Okay, you need this much of UVB and this much of UVB over each. So we get only about 2 to 5% of UVB, 95% we get UVB. So that means if we get 2 to 5% UVB, we should not be worried. Right? Then comes UVC. UVC is the least wavelength, it's the highest energy. And this UVC is highly damaging. Now here I would like to put one thing in perspective. So that means if UVC starts to reach us, what will happen? No one can survive. No one can survive. You can say, oh well, we have beautiful homes. We can stay inside. We won't be exposed to sunlight. Of course. My dear friends, you can save yourself from the sunlight. But where would you eat? What will you eat? UVC has the direct potential to damage the DNA of any living thing, starting from the krills, which is at the bottom of the food chain in the sea, to your farming. Can you have everything, every living thing in your home? No, you cannot. So UVC, if that UVC starts to reach, or if the UVB starts to reach us, say 7%, 10%, we cast it. We cannot cope with this. None of our technology can cope. So we will starve to death, and the rate of cancers would grow many fold, because direct impact on the DNA. So now you can understand why ozone layer is so important. Nature gave us ozone layer so that you get UVA, but you don't get much of UVB, and I don't want UVC to reach you. Now, if I talk philosophically, so maybe that the nature made, first of all, electromagnetic radiation created the sun, and then thought, oh well, electromagnetic radiation, if it will reach the planet Earth, how there would be life? Okay, so let me do something. So put an ozone layer. Okay, now it is sufficient. But then we are hell-bent, no. We'll just put a hole, we'll destroy it. So we are just trying to, you can say, hit our foot on an axe. So that is where you see. So UVB, if it increases, we are in death. The life on Earth is in death. And UVC, devastated, means it won't take much longer time. So if we look at the UV A, B and C, so A, because it has the least energy, but it can penetrate the most, it can go up to dermis, and UVB can only be in the epidermis, and UVC is the highest energy, it cannot penetrate, but it would be just interacting with the outermost cells in the top layer of the skin, and immediately the skin cancers. Very fast skin cancers. And in a table, if I show you the effects of UV radiation, so So you see energy level I already discussed, A is the lowest, C is the highest, right? But you see skin cells affected, all you see the outermost cells here, and here you see it can go up to the dermis. Short-term effects, immediate tanning and sunburn, and long-term effects, skin cancer, cataract, premature aging. So source of UVA, sunlight, sunlight, sunlight. So C is not sunlight. Here two things are very important, which I would like to highlight. First one is, you see UVC, how much UVC is intended to reach us? Zero. Zero. Why? Because it is filtered by the atmosphere. What atmosphere? Only the ozone. None of the other filters. Ozone layer filters it. So UVC, nature didn't intend that it should reach us. Right? So that is one important thing, that it didn't want. Right? But now we are hell-bent that, oh, it should reach us. The second thing is about tanning beds. Fortunately, you see this fashion or tradition has not reached to that extent in India, but I'm sure the way we ape the West, I'm sure it will reach us faster. Because when we copy, we do not look at any reason. Right? And saying it with full responsibility, I'm not mocking our culture. Because of my experience of traveling to 6 continents, I'm telling you that when we copy, we are not ready to listen to any reason. We simply copy. As I gave you the example of going to beach and lying down over. Right? We can go to beach, we can be in water, we can do whatever water sports. But we don't need to lie down over there. Same is with the tanning beds. The tanning beds are, Delhi has, Mumbai has, many cities have those tanning beds. In US still it's a big problem. Means about 7.8 million adults in US still use tanning beds. Tanning beds is artificial sun. So you lie down on a bed and then there is an artificial sun. What is the artificial sun? It's only the UV lamp. So that UV lamp, because their skin needs to be tanned, so they lie down there, oh, I don't get time, I am so busy, I cannot go to the beach, so let me go to the tanning bed. But there are study after study, which tells that the effects of tanning beds are devastating and not at all beneficial. And unfortunately, I see this tanning beds coming to India also. Because we also first